Today we're going to be talking about this chipmunk DNA development in the Canadian forests, how to make a board game that you always win yourself, and modern art, German modern art in the 70s. And then we're going to be talking about what's behind that huge great spoiler wall right there. And thinking about it, I probably already showed you, gave you a sneak peek in the thumbnail, didn't I? Well, but it's a modular base. Yes, hello dudes and dudesses. Welcome to this first video, this introduction to the modular base. What's a modular base, you might ask? It's something that I've been using myself and I've been expanding on and working on for a long time. And I've made a lot of bases. I've measured, I weighed, I've done a lot of things to prepare for this. The whole idea behind a modular base is that, well, it's modular. So why is that interesting, or why is that something worth pursuing? Well, if you're good at farms and good at redstone, you might not be all that good at building. So if you have a framework that's laid out in front of you, then you don't have to think about that. You can go ahead and do your more technical stuff. If you are a builder, well, then it's a help too, because the farms, they kind of line up to each other, they support each other, and they are kind of easy to go to. Having a restricted place to work with actually might make you a better builder, because that's how restrictions usually work. They kind of spur the inspiration on. And then there's another part where these spaces are recyclable, so to speak. So if you are no longer using one farm, the space you will be able to be used for another farm. And it's good for planning as well. We can make a central storage. We can make central distributions of different things. We can unify different kind of collections and so on. So that's the idea about this modular base. And I will give you options. It's not restricting in any way, it's about options. Bet you hadn't seen this one coming, a self-closing, self-opening pool, and of course we're going to build in that as well. Now, what's with this chipmunk DNA? Well, it's simply an outline of the module size. It's 11 by 11 by 11, and I'm a huge fan of building in human scale in Minecraft, and this does the job, and it can be expanded to sides and upwards and downwards. But the real interesting thing about this is actually the inside. The inside measurements are 9 by 9 and by 9 by 9 by 9, and that goes very well with a lot of things in Minecraft. For instance, if I put down a bucket of water, you can see it goes to the end except one, and that goes in this second direction as well. So if I were to put down hoppers right there, it would be a beautiful collection system. Now, the shape actually also works with farmland, because water irrigates in 4 blocks in each direction. So with 9 by 9 you have a perfect farm with equal water distribution. And this perfect piece of German art is actually our base, the totality of our base. Each block represents a module, and I've put them together in a way so they kind of make a small city, as you can see here, in different heights, and there's a road swirling inside. But of course, it's all about me wanting to have a lot of farms, giving you a lot of options. You can do this any which way you like. You can string them together in any shape or form. That's the whole idea of this. It's about options. And speaking of options, I have a base palette right here that consists of dirt, yes, dirt, and the diorite and stone. That's basically it. It's cheap, it's easy to obtain early game. And then I have some variations here that are different, and I would like to show you some different kinds of expressions that you can have on this farm. And as you see left here, there's a kind of modern. I did take the liberty to do it kind of old with the windows, and then we have this one, very industrial, turn of the century steampunk, and then we have the cheap one with wood. But basically you can do any style. My idea is to keep it very, very simple on the outside, so it's like almost castle-like. It's gray, industrial, very rough, but very easy to get early game. And back at the model, the orange part, that's the modules that I built up behind the spoiler wall, as you probably guessed. And the modular farm is laid out here, the entire city, as you can see. And I even have built up some farms down there that I will show you a bit later. But that's the whole idea. We're going to be building this, and we're going to be doing it as a build-along. What's a build-along, you may ask? Well, a build-along is where I will build a farm every week and do some building stuff as well, so you can see it. And then I will upload a world download to my Discord community, and you can build along if you want to. You can do it in your style, and you can place it differently than I do. But then we can actually build this modular base together if you want to. It would be nice, and I would love to see all you creative guys out there how you choose to do a modular base like this. But now there's no delaying it anymore. We need to see what's behind this huge spoiler wall. And as I said, it's a different style from the one I've already shown you. It's a fourth style, maybe not so easy to do in all worlds, but let's go hit the button. Well, maybe I should have placed the spoiler wall lower. Hang on. Much better. Thank you. And now you can see the road leading into this part of our modular base. It's essentially 6 modules, I think. And it's going to be a thing for me in this series to actually also make the environment look good, make the setting look good, because that's a big part of having a base that you're in every day you play. And I will give you options here as well. You can see I have 2 kinds of roads, and I will build any farms that are necessary to do the things that we need, the basalt, for instance. Now take a look at it from on top. I have opted for a natural look with grass and stuff on top and rooftop farms. And again, it's an option. You can choose to do so. I just like it. And if you're thinking of a later game where you'll be flying, it's a nice look and it falls in with the environment most places. You can actually have a lot of rooftop farms as well. And remember the 9x9? It fits perfectly with having a rooftop farms, and so does the height. As you may notice, there's no doors. Well, they're not visible. They're behind here. You can choose to have doors in other places, and I might also do it. But this is a room, this is a farm with a lower ceiling. And this is where I live, quote unquote, in this world, and I have outtakes from the farm as well. And in here I can have some starter storage. And if I go in here, I have my bed, as you can see, like this, very nice. And I need to put in the roof here, of course, but I just want to show you the feel of it. I'm a big fan of the feel of a building when you walk around it. So, and that's a ladder to the rooftop farms, and I will show you more about them in just a second, if I can get down here, like so. And I will try to do all these things so that it will make sense, not only from a creative building perspective, but actually as an actual base where you have to live. The things have to be logical. You have to be able to get around, but it also has to look good because you're spending a lot of time here. So all these things I will try to incorporate into this series, where I every time will make a new farm, 1 or 2 farms maybe, sometimes more. And I will also be building up these rooftop farms for you on other modules. I just put them in so you can already now see some of the ideas. And it's about options again, because they may look the same, but they're not. Here you have 2 villagers working, and they only chuck things to each other in the breaks when they are trying to breed, and that gives some kind of output that has a specific profile. Oops. and the other farm will have a different kind of yield. They both have workstations that will give bone meal, but if we go over here, you can see there's only one farmer walking around. So in that sense, it's slower, but the other farm, you probably know this setup, the other farmer is in there, and this guy will chuck bread to him to share his food. If we go down here in this space, you can see this is the bone meal output from the composter, and this is the rest of the farm. And there's quite a lot of bread and not that much wheat. So that will suggest that maybe you could use this for breeding up villagers. That's a good farm for that. This farm, however, it has been going longer, but it has a lot more wheat compared to the amount of bread. So, and it's more expensive too. If we go up here, you can see it has hoppers all around. So you probably won't be building this one day one. Oops, we have to redirect that hopper right there. So probably this farm you will be building later on when you have an iron farm going. But that's the whole idea. Again, it's about options. It's about changing and expanding the farms you already have. I will try to make a lot of the farms, or some of the farms anyway, in a way where you can build them the easy way first, and then you can upgrade them. Now, if we look at the outside, we're going to be using a lot of stone, and that's a choice for you to make as well. But I have kind of put all the colors inside. In this farm, it's a mesa. You need to find mesa biome, and not all people are able to find those firsthand. But I try to conserve the amount of items we need from the mesa biome. So I built this super smelter, because stone, anyone can get stone anytime, it's just mining, but we need to get smooth stone. So I built this one, and it's just a slightly larger version of the very simple super smelter that I have on my channel already. So this one that only requires one piece of redstone. Maybe I won't be doing a separate tutorial for this. I mean, it takes up a room, but I can link to the tutorial and you can see it there. But for a lot of the other farms, I will be doing dedicated farms to this series, so it will be a mix. But as you can see, it's pretty efficient, pretty good, and very simple to build. So of course you will need a super smelter early on. I will say that you should, because you have a lot of stone in this in this base. Now in here we have an entry room, and here we have another door out to the street. And you can see the basalt. I mentioned it before. If you want to do a basalt road like Scar did in Aqui town, I will build a basalt farm for you. And you can see this style here is different than any other style I've built, and this is just to show you some of the very possibilities for doing different things. It's a rooftop farm as well, but if you imagine that this was wheat, you can do something like this, and it will be automatically harvested if you had hoppers in that end. I don't know if that is sufficient, but it's a possibility. And don't ask me about all the bunnies. I have no idea why they're not spawning out in the desert and all in this small area, but they are. They must be prone to that. But there you have it. That's kind of the look and feel that I'm going for, and you can change it any way you like. But I like there to be trees, and I have hidden lighting here, so nothing can spawn in here in the farm. I think that is in the base. I think that's important as well, and I will try to do all those things in the series. And here you can see the layout. And maybe that's a good idea to actually start by laying out your city, your base, how you want it to be. And even over there, the swimming pool, we'll be putting it on a roof of one of these, I think. Maybe this one. I don't know. But maybe, I hope you now will have an idea what this series will be about. We will actually do farms, but we will also try to build a nice environment, and it will be so nice if it could be a build along where you can get the whole download if you need it, or even just follow the video instructions, and maybe even just take inspiration from it and build whatever you like, and then maybe upload some images. Now, I did a poll on my YouTube channel, and one of the first thing people wanted was an iron farm. So I built up these modules. It's a double module because it's too high, but it's an iron farm that's very easy to make. It's zombie-less and easy upgradable to a zombie, and it's a breeder. Here I did it in double format, so it's 2 iron farms. It's actually, it has workstations, so you can trade with villagers right away, and it has this breeder capacity, and it has 2 very simple trading stations. And I will be doing this in the next episode, maybe just 1 module. I haven't decided yet, but now you know what to look forward to. We will be starting with an upgradable iron farm with a villager trading station. Now, thank you for watching. I've been talking a lot this video and not building very much, I know, but I think it was important for you to get an idea of what the Modular Base series was all about, and I hope you have. And if you're interested, do make sure to leave a like, tell everyone else that might be interested, and if you're brand new, subscribe. You know I love it, it helps the channel, and I hope to see you in the next one in these series. Bye.